The views and opinions on the Air with Mike Allen show do not reflect the views and opinions of other shows associated with Fort Kick-Ass Productions. This show is not suitable for viewers under the age of 18. Viewer discretion is advised.
Try saying something, because I can...
Eric, use my...
Oh, you grabbed the wrong mic.
Oh, goddamn.
So, I was sitting there, and I was like, we got this lined up, and then I don't hear you.
Hold on.
Good evening, and welcome to On the Air with Mike Allen. I am Leland Freeman, and...
Louder.
What?
Everybody out there, I apologize for this. All right, I'm going to put Mike Allen back on. Bye, Leland.
Bye.
Oh, my God. Why do you yell so loud when we're... Anyway, welcome, everybody, to the show. Got a little bit of a late start getting going, but we are here.
I just wanted to say, on my part, I had this lined up perfectly, and then you were like, and then there was nothing. And I was like, dude, the mic's hot.
That was me. I grabbed the wrong mic. We got it figured out. We're here now.
You were about to be mad at me for no apparent reason.
I wasn't mad at anybody. You know what? After the week I've had, I don't get mad at anybody anymore. I really don't.
All right, cool.
And I'm in the room.
I mean, there's...
All
I don't know why I'm out of breath. Anyway.
Leland, I'm going to keep you muted. And then me. And then just whenever you need me, just yell it. So I'm going to grab some stuff. Okay, go.
Are we going? What are we doing?
Go.
Got it. Welcome to the show, everybody. I'm Mike Allen. A little bit of a rough start out the gate, but, who cares, really? Big things happening this week. First thing that's happening is next weekend we have the 48-hour film festival, and I'm telling you, I was part of this 2 years ago. We've got two videos we're going to show you tonight from the team that I'm a part of. And the great guys, fantastic filmmakers, a lot of fun, and just the whole experience is a fantastic experience. And I can't wait to be a part of that. And for those who don't know what the 48-hour film festival is, we're going to talk about that. Plus, Chuck Licata is on his way in.
Yes, he is.
Chuck Licata is on his way in, so we'll talk some sports. We're right in the middle of what I call the sport that nobody gives a shit about, the NBA. I mean, it's so bad that LeBron doesn't care. And we're going to talk about that plus NFL, baseball, whatever he wants to talk about, because he is the sports commissioner. Coming up this fall, we will have our fourth year of the OTA Fantasy Football League. Costs absolutely nothing to be part of this league, but the winner gets a barbecue plate. John Deba won before. Randy won before that. We don't ask for your money. This isn't a money-making thing. It's just really just so you can come on the show and talk trash about the week before. But we're going to have that happening. So we're excited about that. And also, I don't know what Leland wants to talk about, but he came in here fired up about something.
Oh, you mean how... You're going to unmute me now? Okay. There we go.
You can bring him in. Joining me in the studio, to my right, the Sky Marshal, Leland Freeman. Behind the control center, Mad Mike, eating his food.
Oh, yeah, Chinese food.
But remember what I said that Coach K got weirded out where I said that Trump was planning on running for Congress with the intention of becoming Speaker of the House? Well, apparently that hit the mainstream media last Friday. So, head of the curve once again.
Yeah, but he still has to be elected. And I don't think anybody's going to elect him.
A congressional district is much easier than a national election, especially if he goes in Florida, where Mar-a-Lago is located, which is his new permanent residence.
That might be true. You might be onto something there. He might be able to talk a bunch of people into voting for him. Then you still have to if you get elected to the House of Representatives, you still have to be voted into the speaker's position. And when there's a minority, which I think the minority, I mean, it might flip in 2022.
It will.
It might flip.
You look at the historic trends, it will.
Yeah, that's what I've talked about.
But what's of interest is I actually sent the cast group chat, is that video came out today of Kamala in Guatemala saying, do not come to this country. We're going to enforce immigration laws, which everyone on Twitter was shocked to come out of her mouth, of all people.
Why?
She was all about amnesty, especially when she campaigned.
Yeah, no, literally, they were like, no, come here, it's all fine. I like how when she rolled into Guatemala, everybody was like, fuck you. And you're like, yo. Because I did not expect to see that. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, you expected to see,
Oh, we like seeing you. And then they were like, no. Go away.
We don't want you.
We don't want you. We're going to enforce
You
immigration
suck.
laws.
Well, for those of you paying attention, our immigration laws haven't really changed much. The TV coverage has focused on it or made different put attention to it and they've politicized it. But our immigration laws really haven't changed all that much. And no, Trump didn't do shit.
No, I wasn't going to say anything about Trump. I was going to say about the Supreme Court ruling that came out in the past 24 hours, 9-0, where it basically says if you're here illegally, you cannot apply for asylum and get a green card. Very interesting ruling.
But that's always been that way, though.
But the fact it was 9-0, even the liberal justices actually sided.
So what I'm saying is they didn't change anything. It's always been like that. Somebody challenged it and they turned it down. They didn't make a ruling to set precedent. All they said was, yeah, exactly. That's exactly what our laws say. You can't do that.
But the fact you didn't have a split decision or even like one or two dissenters, you had 9-0.
Well, that's because there are some judges, which I believe is true, that once they sit on the bench, even though they might have a bias one way or the other, they are restricted by the law. They are restricted by the written law. Their job is to interpret the law as it conforms to our Constitution. That's their job. So if it's blatantly obvious that the law says this, they can't, well, I'm a liberal, I'm not going to agree with it, because they don't make law. All they can do is look at the law, or what they're supposed to do is they look at the law, and then they decide whether the law, is that my phone?
They're trying to do an OTA voice chat. And then another interesting ruling, which overturned California's 30-year ban on AR-15s and other assault rifles, which is... Yeah.
They didn't overturn a ban.
They said it was unconstitutional.
They said it was unconstitutional because they interpreted the law. So he's in there talking on the phone now. But anyway, I don't want to talk about that yet. That's later on in the show, after we put everybody to sleep.
You tired yet?
Why am I so sweaty? I don't know why I'm sweaty.
This should lead into a My Pillow ad.
I've been cleaning all day today, Alex. So we're not messing with the lights to make me look less sweaty. I'm just going to be sweaty today.
That means you're burning calories.
That's right. It means I'm burning calories. Anyway, 48-hour film festival is coming. Say that fast 10 times.
48-hour
film festival is coming up next weekend. I am blessed to be part of a very talented group of producers, actors, writers, and we're going to get together. And for those of you who don't know what the 48-hour film festival is, basically on Friday.
Okay.
Are you back?
Yeah. Very big emergency.
What's that?
Alex wants to call in. So we need to figure out how to do that.
Not Skype, Zoom, right?
No. I don't know how to do that right now.
Oh, my God. We've done it before.
Yeah, on Skype.
We don't have Skype anymore, right?
I thought you used Zoom last time.
Did we?
That was with the flamethrower, and the flamethrower. Let's try to say that.
Yeah.
Did not have enough cores, but you got the railgun now, so that should, in theory, especially if you're not going to do video.
Yeah, but I haven't figured. Do you know how to do it, Davis? I don't know how to do it. That was a Patty.
And then it froze.
All right, let me see.
Well, what I need you to do is queue up the first movie for the 48-hour film festival.
All right, stand by.
And that'll be the Call Me Tiger. That was the one I was in. This was about a year ago. little over a year ago.
That was 2 years ago because of the pandemic.
So
did they had
it was before the. It was before. Yeah, they had one last year too, but it was before the pandemic. It was like the fall, late summer, fall.
All right, I have it spooled up here.
All right, so so this was a story. So how this works is this: you get together, and on 7:00 Friday night, the festival coordinators issue a packet to all the teams that have signed up to be a part of the festival. And usually about 50 teams sign up. I'm just throwing numbers out. It could be different. If somebody else has different numbers, that's fine. But it usually starts out with about, say, 50 teams. By the time Sunday 7:00 rolls around, when you have to turn in the finished film, there's maybe 35 to 40 left, because a lot of teams don't make it. They don't make the cut. Something happens. They don't, technical difficulties.
Overambitious, yeah.
Or they're overambitious, or their editing didn't come together. Something happens. So the thing is you start out on a Friday at 7:00. They used to give you the packet, then you'd have to rush to wherever you were writing with the packet, but now they do it all virtually. So they release the packets virtually at 7:00. You open up your packet. What they give you is 3 genres. Say science fiction, romantic comedy, or dystopian. Is that a genre?
It is. It's a subgenre of science fiction. So maybe it's a romantic comedy, science fiction, or action. Possibly.
Action. Okay, that's good. So they give you 3 genres. They give you an item, like, say, a shoelace. They give you a name that you have to use in your script. And they give you a saying. And, I mean, these are challenging. They're challenging sayings.
And the reason why they do this is so that you can't pre-record a good any.
Well, I didn't know that, but I thought it was just part of the challenge. But that would make sense.
Yeah.
So you can't pre-record something and then sit around on your ass for 3 days and then turn.
Or
it
have
in.
something ready and then just kind of shoehorn the stuff into it.
Yeah, and that's also correct. You have to use it as part of your script. You can't just like say the name out in left field with no context. Like, a lot of times the name, people just name a character that name. But you have to say the full name. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. So it's challenging. So then the first challenge you have to overcome is you have to sit down with a bunch of people and start writing. So you write out the script. I mean, this is from dead zero. You're throwing stuff up on the board. You're writing ideas down. You're writing stuff down. And then you build the script. And that's Friday night. And usually they start shooting right after the script is done, or soon after, like that morning.
Or they write part of it and start shooting it and write more of it.
Yeah, we just wrote the whole thing because it's a short, so it's like 3 or 4. It's like 3 or 4 pages long. It's under 5 minutes. It's not. I'm going to show you 2 movies. I'm going to show you the one I was in that we shot over a year ago, and then their last entry, which I missed because I had work. I couldn't. I just missed out on being part of it. And then this year what we're going to do is after it goes through the process and they release it, we're going to have a watch party here but it's really fun if you guys are watching and you have any creative inclination to make film, get a bunch of friends together and try it. It's the worst. I've seen really, really good submissions. And I've seen really, really bad ones. And you don't want to sit there I'm not going to point out which ones are bad or anything. But, if you've ever been to a film festival with the real eclectic, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's like, well, if you don't get to my film, well, then you just don't understand.
How did this get selected?
I have no freaking idea how, Yeah. But it's a lot of fun. Alex He already pulled the comment. Was he mad?
Let me just make sure I have the show.
Alex is like trying to see like instead of Facebook chat, he put MySpace chat.
Great.
Oh,
I was like,
hey, you know what?
Nice.
I have a MySpace now. I just haven't built it yet. I forgot about it.
Didn't everyone lose their when they got sold?
No, I actually
MySpace never went away.
Yeah, I
signed on to my account that I had 9 years ago.
Yeah,
8 years ago.
I'm actually able to see my old profile, and I'm like,
yeah,
tight.
I never put anything really in it. There was a couple of pictures and a couple of family pictures, but yeah.
Yeah, no. My thing is though, trying to figure out how to get Alex on here. Because then we'd be able to talk to Alex. But
Well, that's something I need to figure out before, like, the show's going.
I don't know. All right. Well, you ready?
How come he's not here?
Because he said he would start coming every other week, and he was
that's
here
right.
last week.
That's right. He was here last week. That's right, Alex. I forgot. So this first offering was my first film festival, and I just a little backstory behind it. I went in, and Che Ballestera, who's in this short with me, ended up being on the show. You met Che, and they were here earlier because they're going to use my home as kind of a shooting place, home base type thing, and then. And we became good friends. But he's in it, and he was one of the writers. And when we started out, I had no idea what I would be doing, and I ended up being like the main guy. So that was kind of cool.
Usually happens with these films.
But
improvisation is key.
And I don't have a beard in this, so you'll see me beardless. I don't know why.
Or if people were regular watchers of the show, they would occasionally see you beardless, and that would be one week, and then you would have the beard back.
Yeah, well, this is about the same time you would have seen me beardless on the shows because I was doing my headshots. So I'm going to have to do that again, so I'm going to have to shave my beard again. But anyway, this is called Call Me Tiger. It was a short made for the 48-hour film festival in 2019. Yeah, 2019. And it was a lot of fun, and we're going to take a look at that and come back and talk some more. Are you done with those spreadsheets for the Peterson account?
What? No, it's not due until next week.
Never mind, I'll take care of it again.
Come on, Gary. You take this job too seriously. You gotta learn to relax. Come out with us next weekend.
No, I can't, I got a wedding.
Gare Bear's got a date?
It's not my wedding.
Yeah, but you got a date, right?
No.
Gary, you can't go to a wedding by yourself. That's sad.
Who says that?
Anybody who's ever been to a wedding.
How am I going to get a date in a week?
This is 2019. There's an app for that.
No, I downloaded the app like you told me to, but I got nothing.
Let me see your phone.
What?
Give me your phone, Gary. Gary, would you date that?
Oh, come on.
Gary, would you date that? No. So why would anybody else? Gare Bear, I'm gonna build your profile for you, and I'm gonna get you a
No,
date.
you don't have
just
to.
watch, man. Trey Dog's on the
Trey,
case.
you don't.
Hi, Gary.
Hey, Rihanna.
Dr. Rihanna Granada.
Mary.
Hi. Welcome to Shanghai. How many today?
2.
Okay, right this way. So, it's always nice to date another doctor. What's your specialty?
My specialty?
What do you practice?
Prenatal entomology?
You treat pregnant bugs?
I have to take this. I'm sorry. I'll be right back.
Gare Bear.
How many dates did you set me up on?
Oh, like 2, bro. Relax. That's just to ensure that one of them shows up.
I got one at the table, and one just showed up the front door.
You're kidding.
No, I'm not kidding. They're both here.
That's awesome. Chicks don't say no to a doctor.
And why does she think I'm a doctor?
Oh, I totally put it in your profile.
You put it in my profile. What the hell were you thinking?
Dude, chicks love that stuff.
A doctor? Really? You couldn't pick something else like a pet shop owner or an entrepreneur?
Gary, nobody wants to date a pet shop owner, okay? Man up, go out there and talk to that one about doctor stuff.
She's a doctor.
Welcome to Shang. Hi.
Brittany? Hey, it's Gary.
Hi.
Hi.
Just two?
Two. Just two.
Okay. We've got a table over here.
Oh, can we go on that side?
Yeah, sure. Right this way. I really need to get my hair done. Oh. And my nails.
Why are you wearing a tie?
You look like my dad. Ew. Ugh. Yeah.
I have to go to the bathroom.
So, how's your patient? Doctor?
Fine. Recovering nicely from the surgery I performed. Yes. I just hope they keep taking their vitamins.
Right.
Hey, are you guys ready to order?
Yes, I'll have these steamed buns, please.
Okay. And for you?
Beef broccoli. Just be fine. Thanks.
Are you from around here?
No, actually, from the
Are we back? Turn that off. Fucking around trying to get
Yeah, we're
something
back.
else. See if you can. What you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to go into that screen capture. You know what? Put it on Leland.
All right.
Put it on
Stand
Leland.
by. Switching to Leland only cam.
Talk. Say something.
As our unmute my mic. There we go. As our friends are dealing with various technical issues, the 48-hour film festival. So as Mike has stated, it is that you're given a genre and you're given several plot points for to make the movie to prevent you from cheating, pre-recording various things, and as they are doing their thing.
NDI desktop capture.
We're also going to have Chuck Licata to come in to talk about various updates in the NBA with the playoffs, as well as the NHL, and updates to what is going on in Major League Baseball. The fact that the Boston Red Sox swept the New York Yankees for the first time in 11 series. I think the last time that happened was it 2009 or 2011? It was actually before when they won the World Series. So we got those very interesting topics. Also, a bit of a somber news. As you know, we are friends of Roger Stone, and his wife recently was diagnosed with lung cancer. Unfortunately, it moved to from stage 3 to stage 4. So if you want to donate to stonefamilyfund.com, that is stonefamilyfund.com, help Roger and his wife Nadia out in this very, very, very trying time. As Chuck Licata comes in the door, and Mike Allen is coming back to the desk.
All right, so we're gonna start that over again.
All right.
We're trying to get Skype set up, and it froze the
Yeah.
thing. So we'll pick up Call Me Tiger right where we left off, and then we'll be right back with Chuck Licata.
All right. Yeah. So we're gonna have to do some moving around here, but we got this. I don't think we fucked up all that bad. I mean, if we did, it's not my fault anyway. So
No, it's not your
Hey,
fault.
we didn't have to restart the stream, so that's always progress.
hey, there you go.
The rail gun with the 11 cores or 12 cores. How many cores is your computer, man?
It's enough cores to.
It's not the computer. It's vMix.
All right. Ready?
It interrupted the stream on vMix, and it threw off the code, so you have to reset it.
Ready? All right. Shut up.
Store. My dad, he moved when I was a kid. He switched grocery stores. Life of a cashier.
It's interesting.
I gotta take this.
All right, what can I get for you guys? I want to get these and
get this straight. You lied on your profile. You're on a date with 2 women at the same time in the same restaurant. You're a pregnant bug doctor. And who the hell are you? Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. You're a doctor? And a good listener. Here is my number. We should do this again sometime.
So that's our offering from 2 years ago, and that was also when I was 80 pounds heavier than I am now.
Wow.
You've never seen that?
No, I've never seen that.
Yeah, that was from the 48 Hour Film Festival. So
Pretty nutty, isn't it?
That was, hey, Mike, how's it going, man?
It's today's been a hard Monday.
Well, you know, I guess I guess pretty much for the show, the one thing you can count on when you launch the show, there's going to be an audio problem. I don't know why.
I don't know why either.
It is consistent. I can't remember a show where you actually started and there wasn't an audio issue.
I know, and we we check it.
We did
That
last.
was the first time you picked the wrong mic.
I think last week we actually did pretty good. This
we might
week,
be.
all of this was not me at all.
You see, every week that I say, "Did you check the audio?"
Well, then-
there is no script, and you yell at me. So when I don't ask, it's when there is the audio problem.
And I think, we're going to try to get Alex on through Skype, but I haven't used Skype because people try to call in Skype during the show, and you can't mute the thing.
Right.
So I don't like using it
Right.
because then people, just to fuck with the show. So I stopped using
And
it.
it takes a while to figure out how to hook up Zoom and vMix. I've been watching the show.
Well, we
on the
could
way
do
over.
it. We could do it through. We've done it before,
Right.
and I think we did it through the screen capture.
Well, you have to basically import it as a separate video and audio source.
In vMix? Okay, so we'll figure that out next time, Alex.
Yeah.
We can't figure
Sorry,
that out
buddy.
on the fly after 9 o'clock after the show starts.
Yep.
We're not that good.
So that video you showed was pretty good. I do want to know why you had Charlie Brown music under, though. Why did you have Charlie Brown music underneath?
I don't know.
I mean,
didn't-
Mike,
look.
did that not sound like Charlie Brown music?
Oh no, I wholeheartedly agree with you. That was 100%
with
Charlie.
the
Well,
Brown.
saxophone?
here's the thing.
Yeah.
For that, which I got IMDb credits for that too, by the way.
Oh, very cool.
Whoops.
For that project, the 48. You done?
Yeah, no,
Holy
you're.
shit.
Oh my
we need
god.
we need just to sit down and put on the air with Mike Allen on IMDb.
He needs
as
to
a continuous-
sit down and shut his damn mouth before
Anyway,
I go over there and stuff this.
What the hell?
I will shove this
Chinese-
boom up your ass.
Chinese food makes you angry.
Yeah, I haven't eaten since like yesterday.
Get your blood sugar up.
God, that's like shrimp
Somebody
fried
get this
rice,
guy a
right?
Snickers.
It's chicken
you
fried
got?
rice and tofu actually.
Well, we used to have a
Heavy.
call-in feature, but then it got to be the point where we were more. It's too easy because we don't have a call screener. Now, if I had a call screener, someone to take the abuse and only get people on the show that wanted to be a productive part of the show or to argue or whatever, but there's too many openings for people that just want, because this is the troll generation. And so they just get on
Yeah.
just to disrupt the show and get everybody angry.
Yeah, it basically sounds like a
because they
session
do
of
it from the
Xbox
safety of
Live.
their. Yeah, it's like Xbox Live, and so we don't do that. Alex,
We tried to have an
consist-
intellectual
consistency is our
conversation.
number one goal, Chuck. That's why we got to be consistent.
Yeah.
Like when he talks over after I start a sentence.
Yeah.
That's usually the
Or my personal favorite is laugh really, really,
Really
really,
loud.
really, really
Really
loud.
loud.
Hey, try.
But anyway, so the 48-hour
Oh,
film
I'm sorry,
festival.
Chuck.
Yeah.
Like I was explaining to everybody else, it's you got 48 hours to start from scratch.
Okay. Yeah,
and make-
I heard
and make
that.
it
That's
complete.
pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Now, what?
Indeed.
Okay, so for that film, what was the premise or genre, and what was the word or words that you absolutely had to use in there?
Great question.
Thank
First, we had 3 genres.
Okay.
Period piece, which no one hardly ever does because that's pretty hard to do. God damn! Turn your mic off,
Dude.
Dude, we can hear the Chinese food over here.
I mean,
know
we're
we're not-
actually trying to have a show out here.
I know we're not professional, but
Holy
you know,
shit.
a little, you know, God. Anyways, go ahead.
Booth.
So,
So
yes.
they had 3 genres.
Okay.
They had romantic comedy, which we ended up doing.
Right.
Sci-fi, which everybody else ended up doing, pretty much. And then they had period, which
Right.
I don't think anybody attempted because that's hard.
Yeah. Oh,
Because you got to get costumes and everything, and to do that in a
Right.
48-hour period, that's a challenge.
Actually,
So
there is a
I don't want to hear about somebody that
Let him
did
finish.
it. God
Let
damn.
him finish, please.
Nobody did it the year we did it.
Okay.
So
Anyways, so
you
go
are
ahead.
really loud and obnoxious.
Yeah, you are loud, by the way, Mike.
So the item was a belt. So when I'm in the bathroom after eating 2 meals
Right.
and I let my belt loose,
Right.
we used the prop.
Okay.
So that was the prop.
All right.
The phrase was when
Phrase, that's it.
she confronted me at the table and about being a doctor. And
Oh, that was the
and she
bug,
said-
pregnant bug doctor
well,
thing.
no, but it was we wrote that, but
Oh,
the
okay.
phrase was. I'd have to go back and watch, but it was a question that she asked me.
What
Are
what
you
is your
kidding
specialty?
me? Or, no, it's
Oh,
like, are you kidding me? It was something real bland.
Okay.
It's nothing specific like
Okay,
that.
all right.
No, the bug podiatrist, the foot doctor for bugs, we made that up in the writing room.
Pregnancy for
A
bugs.
pregnant foot doctor for bugs, yeah.
Yeah.
So, but that was the phrase, and then the name was her name.
Oh.
The doctor's
okay.
name, which I can't remember what the name is now,
Okay.
but that was the name. So you have to use a name, you have a prop, and you have to use a phrase.
Okay.
So you have name, prop, phrase, and genre.
Cool.
And that's all they give you.
That's cool.
And so Friday, we're going to get that at 7 o'clock. We're all going to sit at the director's house, and we're going to come up with the concept, start shooting it Saturday, shoot it Saturday night through the next day if we need to, until everything's cut and rendered, and then we send it to the editor, and then the editor matches everything up and edits it, and then we have to have it in to be eligible. We have to have it in the hands of the festival by 7 o'clock on Sunday.
Are they doing a digital submission or a physical submission?
I think it's digital this year, but it used to be a thumb drive, and you had, but then there's a packet that you have to turn in, proving that you did everything, like the script and everything
Yeah.
else. You got to turn in a packet, and then on the 21st they show all the films, and you can sit and watch all the films. And I think what we're gonna since the theater, the AFS theater, is the one that does this. I think they're still closed for some reason. I don't
Yeah.
know why, because everything else is open. But I think that if you pay $10, you'll be able to watch the showings. But I thought it was kind of cool to go to the theater because
Oh,
after,
yeah,
when everybody
absolutely.
watches it, especially if you
Yeah.
get to play a main part, you walk out in the lobby,
Right.
you're a rock
Gary.
star, dude. Yeah.
Gary.
I mean, everybody's coming up and saying hi, and people took pictures with me and stuff. That was kind of cool, man. I thought it was neat.
Then they found out you were a Detroit fan, and all went to crap.
And I went to shit from there, man. I had my 15 minutes of fame, though.
That's good.
Oh, how many days? Figured out, Brainiac.
519.
Yeah, it's on you guys out here. I can't even. I can't even read that.
519. 26 minus 7.
Oh well, look at you. I know math.
Why are you so loud? And why are you so obnoxious?
Is that better?
No, you were. I mean, I was listening in the car.
Yeah, you were doing.
and
You're at Leland.
You were
levels.
Leland.
There's
really.
no way.
Yeah,
that's
you were
a
at
7.
Leland
It
levels.
was a 9.
I just shut down like the mic a whole bunch. So
19.
does that do
Okay,
it?
you sound better.
Okay.
You definitely sound better. Yeah.
So for some
I
reason,
think my
the,
black one fell down there.
the mic was like all the way up.
So anyway, yeah. So Daniel and Che and the rest of and Chaz and the rest of the crew, we're going to put that together, and then after they give up their copyright to it, the festival, we'll have a showing on here. Mm-hmm. So that'll be fun.
Cool.
To have everybody on to talk about it. But we're motivated this year because if you noticed in that one, we had some problems with audio.
Mm-hmm.
So we fixed that. And we got better mics and better captures.
Was that what it was?
Just,
The equipment?
Yeah, we had inconsistent equipment.
Oh, okay.
And then we had some challenges in editing, and it was put together as best it could. But
Of course, technology advancing, you have more time to work on it because it takes less time to render out the final product.
yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Sure.
Hey, by the way,
Thank
Mad
you,
Mike.
Mikey.
Yes, Chuck.
Mad Mike. 3481. Does that number mean anything to you?
No.
Combination to his bike lock.
Yeah, right. 3481. Any idea, Mike?
Says PIN for his ATM card.
I wish.
No.
Well, that would be worthless.
Well,
Yeah.
Like he has any
Get
money.
out of there.
get into his account and see a zero.
Mike, come on. Think, Mad Mike. Why would I bring up a number like that?
Oh, does it have to do with? I'm assuming something between Pittsburgh and Seattle.
Right concept, but wrong teams.
All right.
Come on, Mike. Think.
Oh man.
Was that a score for
No.
an
No
3,481
games.
days
Days?
since.
Oh, shut up. And it hasn't been that many.
Yeah, it really has.
No, it has not.
Yes, it has.
Since Ohio State.
There you go. Since Michigan beat Ohio State.
You
it's
actually
right there.
sat down and figured that out?
Oh my
No,
god.
it's right
that
there.
is
There's a
beautiful.
website. There's a website
Are you
that has
serious?
that posts
Holy
it every day.
shit.
There is a.
Yep.
Let's see if Google even
Yep.
answers that.
Yep.
Where is this?
How many days has it been since Michigan beat Ohio State?
In football.
3,000 days. According to Saturday tradition, it's now been 3,000 days since Michigan
So
last
your
defeated
your
Ohio
website's
State
actually
on the
better.
football field.
Yeah, that's the Bullimar. Okay.
Nobody likes
You
it.
fail
All right.
Google.
On a positive note, speaking of sports,
They're
okay?
going to win. They're going to win. They're going to beat Ohio State for the first time after Jim gets fired and
Absolutely.
Tom Brady
Tom
takes
Brady
over
takes
as head
over.
coach.
So that's another
That's
2,100
another
days.
3 years.
So that's
3
another
years.
900 days.
3
Yeah.
years, yeah.
Another 1,000 days, actually.
By the way, I appreciate being called sports commissioner. So with that, I have a new edict. Okay, we're
Okay.
going to have two
From the edict, from the sports
There
commissioner.
you go. We're going to have 2 fantasy football leagues this year. The Mike Allen on the air with Mike Allen, which is what you want 24 players
Yeah,
or something like
24
that. Okay.
players. Or how many ever show up? I mean, what did we have last year? 12? Yeah, like 12.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we're going to have the commissioner select, which means Big Daddy Media, which is my LLC. Okay, it's going to sponsor its own league. It's
Nice.
going to be by invite only. I want players that are going to participate, not just do a West Coast stand.
Say no more, Chuck.
and
I
get those.
accept.
Okay, yeah, right.
What?
People that are going to participate, and there's going to be a cash prize at the end. What?
Really? You're
What?
going to blow me off like that?
I didn't say you weren't
I mean-
invited.
Oh, okay.
I just thought I was like, I mean, if you need another auto draft,
No. There will be no.
No,
auto
I'm
draft.
not going to auto draft.
There will be 10 players.
I will pick the players in his league just so I can get last place. I'm letting auto draft after my number 1 pick, who is
Baker Mayfield.
I will let auto draft this year pick my team.
and then here's the thing though too. We
Yes.
need to have an official trophy though for the person who comes in dead last. Because I
We
feel
should.
that's
We should have one.
we should. And
the
when
anchor?
inevitably is Mike Allen again.
I didn't come in last
I'm
year.
just
Who
saying.
came in last
I didn't
year?
come
What-
in last the first year.
He actually just
I was
missed
like
the
one
playoffs.
game out of
Yeah,
playoffs.
I just missed the playoffs
I'm
too.
just saying.
because I got beat by
When-
the
How
fucking
when
auto
he
draft
does,
team.
we're gonna have to make him get a poster of this, which will be up, and you guys will be able to see it because I know you guys have the screen up. This needs to become a poster.
I'm about 30 seconds behind here.
Yeah,
so.
just
Okay.
give it your 30 seconds.
Tick, 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 tick,
Yeah.
tick, tick, tick.
Because once you see it, you'll be like, yeah, that needs to
Yes,
happen.
but the commissioner select will be by invite only. There will be 12 players. And 12 players that are actually going to
You don't
participate.
have to beg me, Chuck. I'll be there.
So
Yes,
13
you're in.
players.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're in.
That's all I wanted. I want the reassurance. My
You're
ego needed the reassurance
But you're going to participate. You're not
that I was
just
part
going
of Chuck's few. Oh, man. Get that garbage off my show.
Mad Mike with a huge score. Huge score. Ouch. Ouch.
Take that. I'm
I
sorry that your precious Wolverines lose to a poisonous
So
nut
the
every
next
year.
video that I want to show is last year's
Okay.
submission from the same group. I was not able to participate.
You were not there because of work.
I want to say that I don't think I was included in the email chain. I might have been.
They did invite Gary back?
Somehow I missed it. Well,
'Cause you lost your belt,
Well, see,
right? That's what it
it rotates. The people that are like the first year we did it, we had a group of folks, and I think the only 4 or 5 that are coming back are me, Che, Daniel, Chaz, and I think one of Daniel's sound or he's going to be the
Boom operator?
AD.
Oh, assistant director.
So, but it changes every year. I mean, the actors change.
Right.
It's kind of whoever's available that weekend, really. And I can't remember why I didn't do it. Might have been
Probably
busy.
busy.
I don't know.
You're busy, probably.
Yeah.
But I missed it because it's a great bunch of guys, and Che Ballesteri is probably at this level of exposure is probably one of the most talented actors and filmmakers I've ever met. And Daniel, who's heading up this team, is also a fantastic director. I mean, he's got an eye for all the angles that we saw in that. That's all Daniel, man. He's all. And it's very collaborative. So if somebody sees something and says, "Hey, how about this?" and it's a big team effort and it's very collaborative. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun, and I'm doing it to learn more than anything. Because if I can learn stuff in 48 hours, then I can shoot my short that I've been putting off forever.
And a day.
And a day.
And a day.
Because I've got the stuff, I just got to do it. Well, first I got to clean this place up. So this week is my spring cleaning, man. Everything's going to be out on the curb that I don't need.
So you're sweating ahead of time is what you're telling us.
Well, I don't know why. I don't know. I got up this morning. I've done dishes. I've got all my laundry caught up.
So all
got
I'm
rid of a
hearing
bunch of stuff.
You cooked a keto meal?
Cooked a keto meal.
You have to clean up and shoot up your short, right?
Hey, by the way, when we come back from the video, there is reason for Mike to be proud of a Detroit team. We'll tell you what that is when we come back.
Wow. Little bit of a teaser over here.
Which video was this, by the way?
It's Safe Room. Or Escape Room. You see it? Should be like one of the current ones. On that same channel. The same channel Call Me Tiger was on there.
Sorry, didn't mean to scare you, baby.
Does he can't catch a clue?
Yep.
That's the one?
That might be it. Yeah, that might be it. So, when we come back, 48 hour film festival, plus Chuck says I can be proud of a Detroit team, and I'd like to hear this because it's been a long time. I'm Mike Allen. This is the Radio Man Cave, and you are on the air. Be right back.
Cecil Raymond, private investigator.
Hello. My name is Fawn, and I have something I need handled. Something delicate.
A damsel in distress. I'm your man. Tell you what, give me the address and I'll be over there at 2 shakes of the 1920s idiom.
I'm so glad you're here. I wouldn't call if I weren't so desperate.
They usually are by the time they call me.
What was that?
Was what?
I was out with my friend Sarah last night, and we got into this big fight, and she ended up taking my ring and storming off.
Spare me the details, sweetheart. I don't need your sob story. You want that, call a plumber. I'm a detective.
Right, of course. How are we gonna get into the house?
Follow me. It's the house. Real box job like this requires a gentle hand, an expert's touch. Luckily for you, this egg can get the job done. Watch and learn.
It's unlocked.
All right. Not bad. Not bad at all. Trust a woman to knock it all off and put a man behind the 8-ball.
Do something, detective. The cops are gonna get called.
I gotta act fast. If I don't, the coppers are gonna throw my caboose in the cooler. I gotta think on my feet. I'm already on my feet. I got it.
Welcome home. The time is 9:30 p.m. Your calendar for today has a meeting with Idiot Detective at 9:15 p.m.
What is this racket?
Oh, it's Alexander. Sarah's whole house is connected to loud.
79 degrees.
Oh, I forgot to mention that little detail, didn't you?
Alexander, shut up. Her room is that way. I totally forgot. Sarah's in Cabo this weekend.
Well then, why don't I grab what we came here for and we can lickety split?
Hey, there's a bar in here. You want a drink? Let me guess. Martini, shaken, not stirred.
I'll take a scotch. Is this the thing we're looking for this, yeah?
Yeah, that works. Here's your scotch. Cheers. To your final case.
I'll probably do some more.
Come to think of it, I really didn't need your help after all.
What are you talking about, dog? You flubbed this job all up.
Maybe I'll create my own detective agency. I'll call it Doe Investigations.
Doe Investigations? Now that's my biggest competitor. Who put you up to this? Was it Doe, your husband?
No, you idiot. I'm Doe. Fawn Doe, get it? I'm so sick of male detectives like you patronizing me. This isn't even Sarah's house. I live here. That's how I knew the code. That's how I turned off Alexander. And all the pictures on the walls are of me. And you didn't even notice.
What are you going on about? I'd never hit a woman, but I'll make an exception for a fine piece of calico.
Chill off, detective. I already poisoned your scotch.
If this dame thinks that she can better Cecil Raymond, she's got another thing.
Detective Hank speaking.
Hi, Detective Hank. I have something that I need taken care of. Something delicate.
We can take care of that. See you soon.
All right.
All right,
we're good.
we are back. That actually wasn't the 48-hour film festival, but we got to
My
see
bad.
Che and some other fine actors and actresses, and that was just another short they put together. But
All right. Before we move any further,
go ahead.
Alex pitched the ultimate idea.
What's that?
Okay, roll with me on this one.
All right.
Boy.
And I can grab my laptop / tablet Chromebook because it does everything.
Oh, thank God. I thought you were going to grab something else the way you've been tonight.
Yeah. That's just rude. Poor form. I couldn't.
You've been that way
But
tonight.
not unexpected.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give
And
you
then he
that.
whips out some Grey Poupon.
Anyway, don't
Anyways.
get me started on good mustard. Alex said I should go get my Chromebook, and then I'll put it in front of Alex's camera like we would normally, and then set the mic in front of it for Mecha Alex.
Freaking do it.
He will be a robot.
Do it.
So if we're gonna do it,
Do
I'm
it.
gonna bounce it over to you guys real quick, and I'm gonna get this handled.
Oh my God, do that.
All right.
That is so amazing.
Kicking it over right meow.
Okay.
All right, so I should be happy that I'm from Detroit because
Detroit Tigers. They have got one incredible pitching staff, the way things have developed. We talked about this earlier.
they're in dead last.
No, but listen to me, okay?
All right.
We talked about the fact that they've got a great minor league system. It's chock full of players, okay? They know they're going to get their hands, heads handed to them, okay? But their pitching staff is there. They've got Tarek Skubal, okay, leads the team with 68 strikeouts, okay? Casey Mize has been phenomenal his last 7 starts, okay? 2-point-something ERA, 0.89 whip, okay? Matthew Boyd, still not living up potential, but he's been serviceable. If he were on the Yankees, he'd be a stud pitcher on the Yankees.
Yeah.
They can't pitch for crap, okay? Spencer Turnbull is injured, but he was a guy who was supposed to develop next year. He's there this year already.
And
Okay.
they got A.J. Hinch as their manager.
Michael Fulmer, if you're a Detroit fan, you know the name Michael Fulmer,
Yeah,
right? This
yeah.
guy's going to be, the next Mickey Lolich type player, okay? What they've done is because they've had so many good pitchers come out, starters, they put him in the bullpen. He throws 1 inning. Nobody hits 1 inning of Michael Fulmer at his peak. He's injured now, but he's converted like 9 straight saves.
So what are you saying in 2 years or next year?
Next year, because I believe
Next year in
have the
contention
talent.
for a pennant or
No. Next year in contention for a
division?
division/playoff spot.
Especially if Verlander signs with them.
Well, that's kind of like a wild card thing.
Yeah, but he's old.
Yeah, but you know what?
He wants to go out with Hinch
look at what
at home.
Roger Clemens did.
That's true, but that was Roger Clemens.
Well, of course, he was hopped up on everything. But that we won't go into that.
Exactly.
But there is, the reason I say that too, because as you know, I'm sick as a dog. I have no life. I play fantasy baseball at the Ying. I've got all my Detroit pitchers on my team. I'm kicking butt with my Detroit pitchers.
And these guys are young guys, so they're
These
on,
are young- oh,
they're
yeah.
on their rookie contracts,
Yeah.
and then they have the number of
They've got
options?
another.
So
They've got
if they're on
2
their-
more
if-
years
if-
on their contracts,
If they're but
they're
if-
controllable for the next 3 years, each one of them.
well, unless they get traded.
Well, unless they get traded, they're not going to trade them.
Hinch
Hinch
won't
isn't going
let
to
that
trade them.
happen.
No.
No,
He built the Astros the exact same way, at least with
Yeah.
the pitching. I mean,
you got.
But are they going to
the
be
tra-
able to? But are they going to be able to keep him around?
Oh, absolutely.
After-
Yeah.
it's A.J. Hinch.
And in fact, because they're controllable, they'll be able to go out and get a hitter or 2 next year. They'll have the budget now. Of course, and the great thing is they're not like the Pirates. Okay, the Pirates have players for 2-3 years, and then when it's time to pay them, they let them go. That's not Detroit. They're going to have the money.
Hey,
You
quick
got
question.
a lot
Can you guys
of
hear me?
excitement.
Well, yeah. Do what?
What?
Can you guys hear me on this mic?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Cool. All right,
Yep.
keep going.
Shut up. Just kidding. Anyways,
No, we're doing some high level freaking technical shit here.
that's right. This is going to be pretty cool, actually.
Actually, I got to figure out Zoom. I think I have to get a Zoom account and pay for it though.
No,
or
you don't
else,
have to pay for it.
Well, the free one only lasts 20 minutes.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you're right.
So
Yeah.
you have to pay like a monthly fee. I don't know how much the monthly
Well,
fee
but-
is.
Or what
Who
you
are you
do
gonna
is
talk
you
to for
just
more than
have
20 minutes?
well, you just have breaks, and then
Well,
you just restart
if
the
we
clock.
use it for the show, I don't want to be forced up against the clock if I have a guest.
Well, you time it out, 15-minute first segment, take a break, come back, another 15, 20 minutes on the
then
next
you have
segment.
to call them back and all that crap.
It takes 2 seconds. It's like 3 clicks, and that's it.
Well,
Yeah. It's that
I'll,
easy.
I'll look into it. I'll see.
Well, how about Google?
Weight
Google
Watchers
meetings?
meeting for incels. Yes, it is. Welcome.
What?
Nick said that we're a Weight Watchers
Oh.
meeting for incels.
Yes.
Actually, I was surprised how big I was in that.
Well, the
That was
baby
when I was
face
right.
gave it away too.
That was when I was close to 400 pounds.
the baby face gave
I
it
had
away
just
too.
started. I had just started my fasting diet to drop the weight, and because if you notice, I was eating the broccoli and the beef. So
All keto.
Well, it was fasting. So you eat in a window of time, and then you don't. You just drink water,
intermittent
coffee.
fasting.
Like I
Intermittent
said, the
fasting,
baby
yeah.
face gave it away too.
Yeah,
Definitely.
exactly. I was a
Definitely.
big old boy, man.
You were big.
Oh my God.
You're a
Now I'm
hoss.
camping out at 320. I just can't.
80 pounds, yeah.
I think now I have to actually go out and do something. So I've been walking, and
How many steps?
2
Do you have
miles,
it? No.
about 2 miles.
Okay, so it's about 6,000.
And then when I was, I left one job and I was on another job where I did a lot of walking. I do 18,000 steps a night.
That's great.
Just walking for 8 hours.
That's what I give it to Sam's too. 18,000 shift basically. So that's the way it should be. I love it. Is Randy Fry on there? Randy Fry.
Randy? I haven't
yeah,
seen
Randy will
Randy.
get an invite to the commissioners.
Randy will be in it. Yeah. Who
yeah,
else?
yeah. I don't know yet. I'm taking nominations. Right now,
Are you going to see how people draft in
No.
Mike Allen's?
No, that field will be set before we draft.
So are you going to do it live on your show?
Absolutely. Yep.
Okay. So and your show is going to start when?
After I get back from Connecticut.
Okay.
Actually, it'll be probably like plan on the 3rd week of July.
And so the on deck will be back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
3rd week of July.
And I'll need. I will not be here the 4th of July weekend. So
I won't either. I'll be in Pennsylvania or
yeah. So
Connecticut.
we might not have a show that weekend.
Leland can do a show.
I don't think Captain Hazelwood will produce a show with me hosting, would he?
Why not?
Well, where is Captain Hazelwood right now?
He's
He's not even at the chair right now.
He's setting up the.
He's working on the player to be named
He's
later.
working on the player to be named later.
Yep. So Detroit Red Wings, I don't know. That could be a while. The Tigers will be more significant than the Red Wings are.
Yeah, Detroit needs a good team. There's a lot of chatter about the Lions this year, but from a long-time suffering fan, I'm kind of paying attention to the things that are happening. Mm-hmm. I do see some things that are different, but
the Ford family's still in control.
There's a lot of talk, and I've heard that before.
Oh yeah.
So
Well, you heard
we'll
the
see.
talk when what's his name from the Patriots came in. It's
We'll
like,
see.
yeah,
Yeah, and he was
Yeah.
a train wreck.
It's kind of like with me with dating. It's like, all right, yeah, I keep hearing the talk, but until you actually show me something, I'm not buying it. Okay, it's just not a factor.
Yeah.
So
That's why I'm single.
yeah. Well, you had 2 dates and you blew them both. I mean, doctor,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. No.
Gary.
So, 48-hour film festival next weekend. I'm excited about it. I am excited about it.
Leland's been awfully quiet.
He has been quiet. He's
Are you
waiting for
okay?
his segment.
Oh,
Is
okay.
it?
He's waiting to
Well, you better get it out now, because
to
once we get
talk
Alex
about-
on, you're not going to get squatted.
he's waiting for his daddy boy to come back and
Well, I think what's going to happen is they're going to
become,
leave. That's
become
gonna
a representative in the House of Representatives, and then become the Speaker of the House, and then
impeach Kamala and her vice
exactly,
president.
and then impeach the president and vice president, become president. That's the game plan for the Trumpsters right now. That's their.
Hey, it's a solid game plan. Now the chatter that he's telling people he's going to be back in the White House in August. There's what's going to happen is that's going to probably, when the audits come out, it's going to force a constitutional convention, because it's going to say, well, there's no provision in the Constitution to un-F-bomb an F-bombed election.
So you have confidence that that's going to happen.
I think it's a Trojan horse for something that could potentially be bad, because the last time we had a major constitutional convention, that was 1787, and that tossed out the Articles of Confederation entirely. So there's been a lot of people saying, "Oh, fix the election provisions in the Constitution, fix the stuff about the courts because the courts let us down." So it could potentially be a Trojan horse to toss everything, including the Bill of Rights, out. So it's a good or a bad thing. Who knows? Then there's the war drums that we might go to nuclear war with China over Taiwan, according to Tim Pool.
Where are you getting all this stuff?
I study history. A lot of it I remember from college, believe it or not.
And you think this all has a legitimate chance of happening?
The way things have gone the past couple of years, it would not surprise me that we see Jesus come back on the Temple Mount. That's how crazy things have gotten.
I hope you're going to
Here's
shave
what I
for
think's
it,
going to
right?
happen.
You're going to shave for it.
Here's
right?
what I think's going to happen in the next 6 to 8 months. It'll be revealed that we have known for a long time that we are not alone in this universe.
Yes.
And that we've had contact and communication with
Extraterrestrial
other
life
planets,
forms. Yes.
other life forms.
Well,
and
they
that
waste their
have
time with
been
us.
patiently waiting for someone like Elon Musk to get our government off the dime to get back into space.
Okay.
Yeah, we haven't been to the moon in 60 years.
No, we haven't. And we should have
At
been.
the same token, Elon has not announced when he's going to go up on a SpaceX rocket. Jeff Bezos, might as well call him Lex, has already announced he's going to take the first ride of the new Shepard, or is it the new Glenn? See, that's the problem with Blue Origin. Nobody cares because they don't give any forward progress.
What are you talking about?
That's Amazon or Bezos' space program, Blue Origin.
Okay.
So it's competition to SpaceX.
How is it competition?
They're trying to develop an orbital class rocket that's reusable to launch satellites and people into orbit.
So why can't two companies do that?
It's called competition.
I know, but why can't two companies do
Because Blue Origin hasn't done it yet. They've barely
that? What I'm
sent...
saying is if they do it and they have a viable vehicle to get stuff into space, why is that a bad thing?
I wish they were not as secretive about it.
Wouldn't that drive the prices down?
It would. It also
Wouldn't
get
that-
United Launch
wouldn't-
Alliance off their ass.
Wouldn't that make customer service better?
Depends, because if you look if you look at companies, you look at a lot of these companies. Apple had great customer service. Its competitors, their customer service actually got worse as a form of cost cutting. And you'd think they would try to compete with Apple. Apples to apples. Oh, my puns. But you'd think that they would try to compete with them on customer service. Instead, they're trying to compete with them on price, but they're really not competing with them on price, and they have inferior service. A lot of these tech companies is there a phone number to even call? Of course not.
Okay. I'm still trying to find your point here.
I'm just saying things have
I
not
don't know where
worked
he's going with
logically
that.
in years.
I don't know where he's going
You'd
with it
think
either.
they would, but they're not.
Morty, I agree. Harbaugh
I
had
know.
to go 3 years ago. Harbaugh.
And if they magically win, let's just say that Ohio State
No,
has food
they're not going
poisoning.
They're not going to.
But let's just say Ohio State, it's like what happened to the Texas Longhorns back in 2000. The whole team had food poisoning before, was it the OU game, or was it it was the A&M game? It was 98. When did the A&M collapse happen? The bonfire collapse? It was 98, or was that 99?
I think it was
don't know.
98.
It was 98.
I think it was 98.
And then the whole team had food poisoning, and then they lost to the Aggies. And so let's just say that happens, which, you can have bad catering. And they magically, somehow, Michigan
No.
wins. Just hypothetical.
No.
Hypothetical.
No.
Hypothetical.
No. I answered your question. No.
But if they do, how many more
is
years
no.
does Harbaugh have in his
Down,
He's
contract
got
down,
after
3
down.
years.
Keep it down.
If they
Keep it down.
win one.
He's got 3.
If they win one.
He's got 3.
You're thinking he's going to lose the next 3. If he
He
wins
is
one.
going to lose the next 3.
But what happens if he wins one of them? What's going to happen?
500 more years of
Tom
Buckeye
Brady's going to
supremacy.
retire after running 3 straight Super Bowls at Tampa Bay, and he's going to take over as coach of the Michigan Wolverines, and we're going to go on a freaking
Do you really think Tom
Rocket
Brady's going to
ride.
retire after 3?
That's, you know what? What I just said makes more sense than Trump becoming president of the United States again.
Yeah, Leland.
Ever. Can you imagine if Tom Brady became coach of the Michigan Wolverines?
He's not. He'd probably be
You
an
know
NFL
what's
coach.
going to happen.
But,
I don't understand why you guys are hypothetical. Tom Brady will
No,
coach
he-
the Michigan
he's going
Wolverines.
to, yeah.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, or somewhere.
will.
Or somewhere.
He'll probably
But
be an
hopefully
he'll
he'll
probably
go back
go-
to Michigan.
He'll probably
No,
be a
he
straight
will-
NFL coach.
No.
He will coach
don't
the
think so?
Michigan Wolverines. There's no question.
He'll go to college first.
Either he
Yes.
hopes he goes there, or UC Santa Cruz, home of the fighting banana slugs.
Yeah, that's
You don't
true.
see him becoming a broadcaster. You don't see him becoming a general manager
But see, it's-
or an owner.
No, because he doesn't have to yet.
Well, he
Because
doesn't
he
have
also
to at
doesn't-
all.
He-
But he's a competitor, so he can't. I don't see him in a role where he can't be directly involved in the process.
He's already
he could
coaching.
buy a team, couldn't he?
Yeah, I mean,
He's already coaching.
Isn't that what his coach now?
Yeah.
Bruce Arians.
Bruce Arians
he's
said,
just
yeah.
he's basically the offensive coordinator.
Yep.
How about this?
Him and the
How
offensive
about
coordinator
this?
are good friends. 'cause
He's
they played
Tom
with-
Brady buys the Detroit Lions.
No, he's
Why
not
would he?
gonna buy-
No,
Why
he's
would
not
he
going to
do
be
that?
an
buy
owner.
it.
Listen, he's not going to be an
No.
owner because that's too far removed.
Yes, exactly.
He has to be in the process, and he has to be the man doing
He has
it.
to be the coach.
Is there a rule in the NFL where the owner cannot be the
No,
coach?
there's no,
No,
rule,
there's no
But
rule.
why would you buy the team and then coach
Right.
it? Why don't
I
you
mean-
just go coach and
Ask
take
Jerry Jones.
Why don't you just and see how successful he is?
Here's my thing. I mean, with all the
But why would you want to buy a team and then coach it? Why
I mean,
don't you
'cause
just
you
coach it and take the money and not have to worry about all the headaches of being an owner?
Yep.
And then you can concentrate on being a coach.
He has no desire to be an owner until after his
Bill
coaching career
Belichick
is
does
over.
not own the New England Patriots. Do you know who does? Bob Kraft. And
Bob
Bob
Kraft.
Kraft knows how to be a proper owner. He sits back, puts all the pieces in place, and says, "How much do you want me to write the check for?"
and he also gets handies.
And then
Yeah.
I was going to
Exactly.
say, then he goes against gets hand
and
jobs.
in his defense, have you ever tried to masturbate with 6 Super Bowl rings on? I'm just saying, you need help.
Ooh, that's got to hurt.
You'd be kind of like a cheese grater, so you go get some help. Now, as a billionaire, I think I would have had them come to me and not go down to a seating
Exactly,
massage
right.
parlor. I mean, I'd kind of use my head a little bit, but
Yeah, he would have bought his own massage parlor.
All right, here's
or,
what's
or
going to
yeah, buy your own
Oh, my
massage
God.
parlor.
Here's what's going to happen. Tom
what's
Brady,
gonna
whenever he retires, okay, he's going to be offered mega bucks to do TV, but he's going to say no because he's going to, the competitive side, he wants to coach. He will take over. And if he can't get the Michigan job that year, he will wait.
They would fire
a year.
Harbaugh 5
Well,
minutes after
yeah, I
Tom
know.
Brady says, "I want to be
I
the
know.
coach at Michigan."
But the plan is this: he will become coach of Michigan, University of Michigan. He will coach them for 4 years. He'll take them to a national title game. Okay.
At least
after
3
that,
times.
he'll be offered a head coaching job in the NFL. Then he will decide: okay, do I want to do that, or do I want to go on TV and chill and relax and not work?
I think he will stay at Michigan longer than 4 years.
I don't think so.
I see him being the NFL's Phil Jackson.
I think he will be, if he goes to Michigan to coach, he will be there for a while.
I don't think so.
He'll be there for a while because everybody thinks, well, he's going to do 4 years, then he's going to go do this. There's no competition in that.
I know, but
He
at
wants
some
to be.
point-
He wants to be part
No,
of the
but at
process.
some point, his wife and children are going to convince him he needs to chill. Okay,
But he does
They're
that
gonna-
now.
Oh, you know who's going to offer him more money than Michigan? Because at that point, Texas would burn through another football coach.
He'd be an idiot to take Texas.
Yeah, no,
He'd
that's
be
a better
straight
wow.
idiot to
Yeah.
take Texas. Matter of fact, you can have Jim Harbaugh.
He's more. I could see him buying the turd that is the Lions
He's not going to buy anything.
before he becomes a coach. At
No
Texas.
one's going to
Would
buy.
Exactly.
Would you please
Yeah,
have
no.
these
I
guys-
heard what
my
he said.
point.
No, he
He'd
said
be
Tom
more
Brady.
likely to buy the Detroit Lions
He's not
than-
buying anything.
than
No,
coach for the Longhorns.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that
all
is
right.
my point.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Well,
I'm
if he's
sorry.
in it
I
for a
apologize.
challenge,
I
if he's
apologize.
in it for a
He's
challenge.
in it for the He likes the process.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the process.
He
of,
likes the mental process of the game.
Do you think Texas A&M would offer him a coaching job?
No.
Actually, yeah, but that'd be super cool though.
There's 2 places he'll go and coach college: the University of Michigan or USC.
I see him going to USC if that's the case.
And if he coaches a professional football team, I think
he's going to go to one of the worst franchises in the NFL just so he can take him to the Super Bowl.
Oh, the Jacksonville Jaguars, if they still have Trevor Lawrence.
Jacksonville, Cleveland, Detroit,
Houston.
I mean,
Houston.
I don't know if he would want to go to
I'm wearing
Dallas.
the Steelers hat, but I know this is not going to be a good year for the Steelers.
if you have been to and won the Super Bowl more than once, shut the fuck up about, oh, my team sure needs help. Shut up.
So Tennessee hasn't won it. Houston has never been
Tennessee's been.
once.
There's only 4 teams that have never been.
Houston.
Houston, Jacksonville, Detroit, and Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
So basically the 2 teams that dominated the 50s have yet to see a Super Bowl.
Well, Cleveland's technically
Yeah.
an expansion team.
Same Cleveland.
It's the same
They
Cleveland.
kept everything in Cleveland.
It's the same Cleveland.
Yeah,
They just took a 3-year break.
which is just terrible.
Well,
Yeah, don't
if
get
that's the
into that.
case, didn't the old Browns, the Modell Browns, go to the Super Bowl?
The Ravens been 3
I said
times?
no, before they became
No.
the Ravens.
No.
No, from
Really?
1940
No.
from 1949 to 1957, basically Cleveland and Detroit
What was
and
it? The fumble.
Cleveland, Detroit, and who? Baltimore.
Baltimore.
No, New York. Cleveland, Detroit, New York passed the championship back and forth. And the last one of those, the last one to win it was
Oh, yeah.
the Browns in '59,
Yep, Jim Brown.
and then the Browns in Detroit. The Browns have made it to the AFC Championship 3 times.
3 times.
The drive, the fumble.
The drive, the fumble, and Brian Sipe throwing wide in the end zone.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they could have kicked it and won the game, and they went for a
Yep.
touch. Oh, threw an interception
And
to the
Yep,
Raiders.
That's
The
right.
Raiders.
That's right.
And
He threw
Houston
the
never,
pick.
Raiders.
Houston never has, as the
The
Oilers.
Raiders have been, or the Houston team, the Oilers have been to the AFC Championship
AFC Championship.
4 times. 3 times as the
But they've
Oilers.
never been to the Super Bowl
3
as
times
the Oilers.
as the Oilers, and 1 time as the Tennessee Titans, and then they went to the Super Bowl and lost to the Rams. So they've been to the Super Bowl.
Tennessee, but not as Houston. Only as the Tennessee Titans.
As the Titans, yeah.
Right.
But so a team in Houston has never a team.
From Houston has never been to the Super Bowl.
Yes. Right.
That is correct. And when they were in the AFL, they weren't very good in the AFL.
Oh, they
either.
were awful in the NFL. Oof.
And then when
Well, no,
they had a
they
Houston
had
team
Lovely
dominating
Blue.
the XFL,
They
COVID
made it
happened
to the
and killed
AFC
that.
Championship. They lost to the Miami Dolphins. They
Oh,
lost
yeah,
to the
yeah. You're right. I
1979,
apologize.
yeah.
Yeah.
and
I
they lost to
apologize.
the Steelers.
Thank you.
They lost to the Bills after being up 35-7 or
That was
whatever
like a
it
first
was.
round
35
loss.
to 3.
That was their last time that they were the
I was in a
Oilers.
hotel and I left when it was halftime, and I
Yeah,
thought,
that was the
man, that's
AFC.
it.
That was when the
Then I
Bills
turned
went
on the
there.
radio in the fourth quarter. It's like, oh my!
That was what,
God.
93 or 94, something like that.
No, it was
79.
Four Falls of
I
Buffalo.
know-
No, it was 90. Bills lost their first Super Bowl to the Giants in 91, so it was 1990. And then they went back in 91, 92, and 93. And they lost 3 times to the Cowboys and once to the Redskins. Oh, no.
Trivia
2
question.
times to the Cowboys, once to the Redskins, and once to the...
Trivia question: name the quarterback of the Bills team that came back and won. Or yeah, name the
Warren
quarterback.
Moon. No. It
No,
wasn't
the
Warren
Bills.
Moon.
The Bills team that came back and won.
Yeah. He's a coach now.
Yes, he is.
Because what's his name was out
Yep.
with injury.
Mm-hmm.
God dang, I can't
You're
remember
right
his
on
name.
it.
Jerry Williams says Brady for president. I would vote for Tom Brady for
Oh,
president.
amen.
That would be great. Do you see?
Well, you
do
haven't
you see
seen my
Jacksonville
comment
even making the
about
playoffs
that.
this year with Trevor
Hang on.
Lawrence?
Frank Reich.
Gronk for VP, absolutely. Brady and Gronk, that would be awesome.
Do you
Yeah, no, I'd
see?
vote for that.
Frank
do you
Reich.
see Jacksonville making
Mike,
the playoffs
Frank
this year?
Reich.
Frank Reich.
Yeah.
Now he's a
of
coach.
Indianapolis.
Do you see Jacksonville?
No, they're not making the playoffs this year.
Even with Tebow mentoring Trevor Lawrence.
Please, what a mistake that is.
No. I don't think it's a mistake.
I do.
I think he's going to do well. I don't think they're going to. They might sneak in a wild card,
No.
but they will not be horrible like they have been.
No, they're not.
And the reason why is because Trevor Lawrence is one of those quarterbacks like Tom Brady, like Big Ben, like you
What
know, every other-
Manziel
that
could have been, but decided to
no,
party it
Manziel
away.
could never be.
Manziel could never.
Like Baker Mayfield, that come out of college, go into the NFL, and immediately are put on the field and do well. Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence is part of this next class of quarterbacks, which I think will be probably the best. We're going to have a lot of fun.
You talk about-
we're going to have great fun in the next 10 to 15 years watching these kids because you have got phenomenal talent.
Oh,
now
it's out there
Trevor
now.
is huge. The guy's what 6'7", 270, 260. I mean, the guy is a beast. He's a man among boys at Clemson. So he's going to make, and he's a winner. He's never lost, what does it say, never lost a football game?
Never lost a regular season.
Never lost a regular season, only lost one championship game in his entire football
I
career.
thought it was 2. He won the first championship and then
Lost one and then won the third.
wait. No. Clemson didn't win it this year, did they? No. I thought they got eliminated in the play-in, didn't they?
Who won it this year? Oh, Alabama. Fucking piece of shit.
Nick Saban, his retirement's going to be his funeral.
So I don't think Jacksonville is going to go to a Super Bowl,
They're not going to make the playoffs this year.
but they will be above 500.
No,
And they'll be a scenario.
You're way.
And they'll be a scenario away. And let me tell you why. They beef up their offensive line. They've got some young cats in there on defense, so they're going to have some games that they should win that they'll lose just because they're inexperienced. They have 2 proven leaders on their team. And what a lot of people don't understand is they're not picking Tim Tebow to be Gronk. They didn't bring Tebow back on that team to be the next great Hall of Fame tight end. If anybody gets this, Tom Brady went to Tampa Bay, who won 5 games the year before. The only thing different was they brought in Tom Brady. And Tom Brady brings a culture with him. And I think what Urban Meyer wants out of Tim Tebow, his longtime quarterback that brought national championships to Florida, is his leadership and his inspiration and his work ethic.
He's a mentor.
Because he's going to go in there and show the young kids and even some of the veterans how to work. And that's why they brought him in. Is he going to catch all the passes and make all these great yards? It doesn't really matter. He's bringing a culture with him. Because the one thing you can say, you can poo-poo Tom Tebow all you want. Tim Tebow all you want.
Tom Tebow.
Every team he's played on, every team he's played on, I'm just going to keep powering through. Every team that he's played on, he has made better.
Yeah.
Denver, New York, all of them. He's made now the team didn't have the talent that Tom had, but again, when Tom went to Tampa, a lot of those players weren't at Tampa. Fournette wasn't there. Fournette
Absolutely
came to Tampa because of Tom.
Absolutely.
You know,
how many Patriots joined him?
Because
nobody else can control Brown except Tom Brady.
Of course. Yep.
So that's the glue.
Tom Brady
I
is
think
the
that's what
football
Urban
version
Meyer
of
is.
LeBron James.
Exactly. No, because Tom Brady would never walk off the field halfway through the fourth quarter when he's down.
The point is, when LeBron put the championship teams in Miami and Cleveland, he got players to come because of that. That's where I'm going. That's where I'm making the comparison.
Yeah. King James got dethroned. I thought we weren't going to talk about the NBA.
Anyways. Okay, so barbecue plate. Jacksonville does not finish above 500. You are way off. You're a year away from exactly what you said.
They'll be above 500.
You're a year away.
They will be
when they are 2-7.
They will be 8-8.
I will have you on my show when they're 2-7 and say, "All right, let's go. Where's this magic?
Where's my sweet, delicious barbecue plate?"
What?
Jerry Williams says, if our country knew as much about what's going on as you guys know about sports, solutions to all our problems. Thank you, Jerry.
Yes.
Because we know absolutely nothing of what we're talking about. Except him.
Well, I know what I'm talking about, but it's not.
You don't say much.
You just don't say much.
Well, it's because I'm busy. I'm over here trying to make sure.
What's going on with the project over there? The
Alex decided
project.
He didn't want to answer anymore, so I was like, fine, whatever. After I went through all this work, doing
Lord.
stuff for minutes.
So they basically stood you up.
Yeah, basically.
All right.
It's like everything else. If you look at the ticker and see what it says along the bottom, it's pretty good.
Okay.
Well, he'll be here next week, so.
Yeah.
What's it saying?
Well, I'll tell you what I'll do. This week, if I have some time, when I take a break, I'll sit down and I'll find out about Skype, not Skype.
Zoom.
About Zoom, because
Zoom
we
and
do need it,
vMix.
because I'd like to have guests come on
Absolutely.
that can't physically make it to the studio. And I know other people have done it, and we've done it once before.
Absolutely. We did at least once before.
So I'm going to figure that out, how we can do that. I'm sure I can. I'm sure there's a way. I'm sure it's not impossible. And that way, if somebody can't be here, like Patty or Alex, we can Zoom them in.
Absolutely.
Patty, your presence is missed.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he just got like another work schedule, so he's back to having goofy days off again.
Well, he had a bartender quit
Again?
Last week,
Jeez,
yeah.
jeez.
Well, here's the
That's
thing.
like a weekly thing, isn't it?
Okay, so what's the crawl say?
I was looking at the benefits,
Oh.
the unemployment benefits. Since I have had a couple of W-2 jobs, I could qualify.
Yeah.
I don't make more on unemployment than working.
And I mean,
I don't know why that's been politicized to the point where, like, well, people aren't coming back because you're not paying them enough, and they make more sitting at home doing nothing. Now, I don't know. Some might be. Some might.
be.
I'm just saying, if I were to apply for unemployment right now, for some reason, well, I'm employed, so I don't have to, it wouldn't be more than I'm currently making now at my job.
Yeah, but there are a lot of people out there who are like, oh, I could scrape by on bare minimum and just get the gimmies, but not have to go to work now. There's a lot of people who are doing
Yeah, but if you can go to work and make more money.
Yeah, but then that includes working, which is what I'm trying to explain.
What I'm saying is that not enough. It's being politicized that people aren't going back to work
Because they can just sit
because
home.
they get more. They get paid more sitting at home. That might be true,
It is for certain things, yeah.
but not for people that made good money before they got let go.
No, which those
So-
people are probably already back to being working. But for like a lot of the people, they're just sitting there getting this sweet, sweet, sweet gimme money and not having to do anything. And like a lot of people are doing that. And it's kind of like, it's infuriating because you'll see this like on my end, like in my
But that's
field.
what I'm saying, though.
You have a lot of people who apply. All they have to do is apply, right?
You pretty much got the job.
Yeah, and then
pretty much.
they don't show up to work because all they have to do is show to the state or show to the federal government, hey, I applied. And then they get
Isn't it like
paid.
3 a week or 3 every other week or something?
Yeah,
You have to
basically
prove that
they.
you-
I think there was somebody.
Yeah. Well, you have to prove that you're looking for work.
Right.
Yeah, so they
But
make
that's like
that.
now it's all done virtually.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So you make that, what is it, like $600 or whatever, basically a week or something stupid like that. And for a lot of people, like that's still well within your means to basically pay your bills. And then if you wanted to do like a crappy side job,
Yeah, don't you
And-
get like 25% above whatever you're making?
basically. And then on top of that, you could also be like, well, I'm doing side work, which is going to be, you could claim as extra income, like a gig job, and then it doesn't go towards like your applications and W-2 stuff. So you could technically, in theory, make more money by doing like Uber and getting unemployment benefits or something like that than actually working.
Well, if you're doing Uber, you can't get unemployment.
Well, yeah, tell that to people who are getting unemployment.
You can get in some trouble.
I don't know. I'm not the one who's committing friggin' tax fraud over here, so I don't have to worry. I stayed employed during all this crap.
Well, so did I. Well, I drove Uber, but I paid taxes on it.
Yeah.
Filed taxes on it.
I don't know, man. I just think it's dumb. Everybody needs to go
It
back
is
to work.
dumb.
Get off your asses.
No kidding.
And
Go back to work.
yeah, jobless hippies.
You don't like your job, change it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
All I'm saying is these long-haired,
That's what I do.
mustachioed, jobless hippies need to get back to work.
Because I tell you what I have decided.
What's that?
Until I get to the point where I don't need to work for someone else, which is the plan. As a filmmaker and actor and other stuff. I will not. I refuse to be treated any less than what I believe I should be, the respect that I demand. And I will not work in a toxic environment.
And there's plenty out there.
And right now, at the job market, I don't have to. I was in a situation, it was toxic, and I was like, you know what?
Adios.
I'm out.
Yeah,
And less than 5 minutes after I walked out that door, I had another job. So it's like,
Beautiful.
I had a pretty
And-
toxic environment at work here recently.
I know you ate food. Before you go into that gross joke, hold on.
No, oh my
The weird thing is with commercial real estate, apparently what they said in the news this morning is that 2/3 of specifically a lot of these tech companies, they're still working from home. So the weird thing is, why are they all still moving to Austin, and why are they still building all these office buildings that are probably not ever going to be at full capacity if this trend continues?
I don't know.
I don't know. Don't care.
I don't know.
Unless they make me money.
I will give this bit of advice, though.
Mm-hmm.
If you find a job or you find a company that you work for that treats you with dignity, that treats you with respect, and they're upfront and honest with you, and you do a good job for them, before you chase the money, find out what kind of career path you can have with that company. And I would bet that there isn't a business owner out there that if he has an employee come to him and say, I want to be worth more to your company so you can pay me more, they won't be enthusiastically behind that.
Oh, yeah.
Because if they're not, then that's the toxic place you need to bail
Exactly.
I mean, that's what happened basically.
That's your cue right there.
Basically, when I moved to this job, and they were like, yeah, we'll pay you a whole bunch because you know a whole bunch. And I was like, tight.
Yeah, that'll work.
See you next week.
But don't ever waste time, which you can never get back, working for toxic people.
Oh, man.
Just don't
that's
do
for
it.
Sure.
Don't do it.
No.
So,
But yeah, what I was going to say for toxic work environment, and I'm going to run this by my panel of experts here.
okay, run it by the expert.
All right.
Okay.
I'm going to put this into context. This is a job site that's never had more than 4 people on it, right?
Okay.
Typically, porta potty gets cleaned once a week.
Oh, no. It's a
And he got mad
porta
at me.
potty
He got mad at me when I preempted it.
Listen, they finally
When I
cleaned this
point
thing.
out the path and say this is the path you're going down. Give me a minute to finish my thought.
I 100% know I was going.
And he's in there like, blah, blah, blah. And then we come back and he walks right down the path.
Yep.
Go ahead,
I
Mike.
already knew where I was going.
Go ahead, Mike.
Anyways.
But imagine this. They didn't clean this porta potty since like this time last month, and they finally got it to it today. And they, mind you, they have a schedule that they have to come by every single week. This dude has like the gall to come up to me and was like, I don't know how your porta potty got this dirty. It wasn't a dirty porta potty, but it got gross. It wasn't like there was stuff splattered everywhere because like we lock it and everything, so we know who uses it. But it's like, you guys didn't come by for a month, and there's like, oh, there's no way. And then you look in the inside of the door, and there's like a little panel that says like when was the last visit date, and you looked at it, and then he looked back at me, and I was like, this was you. You fucked up our porta potty. And that guy, his like face just dropped, and I was like, yeah, you come at me with like that shit again, like I will wait until you're in the thing and push it over, dude. And like I walked away.
What was that thing on Jackass where they filled up that porta potty?
The bungee porta potty or
Bungee
something.
porta potty.
Yeah, that was awesome.
So you had shit literally decomposing in that porta potty.
Yeah, no, it was basically, but I wasn't gonna go that far.
Who was it on Jackass that Steve-O.
Steve-O.
It was Steve-O. So for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, they filled up they let the porta potty sit for like a month, and everybody was told to use that porta potty for the deuces.
Yeah.
And they took it and they attached it to
bungee cords,
a
like
4-point bungee cord, like
bungee jumping race,
like in the fair where they jack it up and they let it go and it shoots up in the air.
Shoots it up in the air. Yeah.
And then they fitted it out with a rig so he could sit inside it and be strapped in.
Hold on. Yeah.
And then can you find it? I don't know if we can play it though. That might be.
Wait, Steve-O.
And so Steve-O got in the porta potty, and they shot it up in the air.
It was pretty bad.
And shook. Of course, it's shaking back and forth, and they got cameras inside. It's like, oh my God. First of all, who the hell thinks of that?
Toilet humor to the extreme.
I mean, the only mean thing I've ever done to
George
somebody
Costanza on steroids.
Like,
wow.
I have dropped large fireworks down the vent of a porta potty while one of my buddies was using one once, and
date wrong?
It blew out the side of the porta potty and splashed.
That's
pretty
the
bad.
producer not paying attention to the.
Bless.
To the what?
It's like a month ago. Look at your date.
Look at the date.
Bottom right hand corner. What's the date say?
Oh, yeah. I thought it was supposed to automatically rotate.
Anyway, did we find the proper film from Daniel?
You dumbass.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah,
I think it's called Safe Room.
I don't see one, dude. I 100% do not see one called that.
All right, throw up a Mad Circus, and I'll help you find it.
Yeah, we could do that because that's much more easier for me to do.
So we're going to take a break and find. I want to show that because I watched it before the show and I was going to show it. So we'll be right back after this. I'm Mike Allen. It's Radio Man Cave. You're on the air. Enjoy some Mad Circus.
Welcome, awesome ladies. On today's episode, I'll be letting you watch some of my online speed dating so you can be awesome like me. Get started with some swiping exercises, shall we? Swipe on, swipe off, swipe on, swipe off. And remember, ladies, if you're using both hands, good job. Someone's probably got their shirt off. Now that we're done with our warm-ups, let's move on to our first suitor.
Bonjour, Karen. It's so nice to meet you. I know we've only just met, but you've already stirred the poetry inside my heart. May I recite what is in my heart as I look at you?
Ew, artsy, but romantic. I'll allow it.
Magnifique, here goes. I see such beauty before me digitally. I would quite like to flirt throughout this day. Perhaps by the end, you'll buy my products from Amway.
Ooh, so close, but I'm more of an Avon lady.
But wait, let me explain the benefit.
There's no way he's getting in my downline. Can't be dating the competition. Moving on.
Hello there, beautiful.
Hello, Martin. I like what I'm seeing in your profile. It says here that you're recovering from eco-anxiety. I think it's so sweet how you care so much about our environment.
Yeah. I needed to find a way to live more in alignment with my values. So I started an eco-friendly business.
Ooh, an entrepreneur. Tell me more.
Yeah, for sure. Well, like a lot of people are concerned about like the ozone and the meat packing industry. So I started an eco-friendly perfume company. We collect cow patties and incorporate the manure into the perfume. Upet de Vachu. What's your address? I can mail you some sample. Got to ship ground though, because it might explode.
Hard pass. Oh my gosh, I can't be out here smelling like cow farts. What is he thinking? Who's next? Oh, Dr. Naughty Pants. Just who I was hoping to see.
Oh, no.
Well, I guess he's still intimidated by strong, confident women. Well, it seems like we're out of time and of quality men for today. Remember, ladies, feel free to email me with your awesome questions at howtobeawesomewithkaren@gmail.com. And until next time, this is Karen Guabading reminding you ladies that when in doubt, scream and shout.
Hey, what's up? How are you doing? This is Simply Courtney with Mad Circus. I would love for you guys to check us out. Go ahead and like, share, and subscribe. If you like what you see, share it to a friend. If you really, really like what you see, subscribe and get more videos with me. I was French earlier.
Okay, Mike found the video. Did you find it?
No, I literally just finished getting that one. I'm trying to spool up the other one here.
All right. We found the original video that I wanted to show from the 48-hour film festival from last year from Daniel and Che and the group.
All right, so I got it spooled up now. So
all right, so we'll enjoy that and then we'll be right back.
All right, we're going. We're doing this, boys and girls.
You're late? How surprising.
It's better late than never.
What is that, a joke?
Well, they don't teach jokes at that fancy school of yours.
Probably missed that day when I was learning how to solve crimes.
You get your manicure done as well?
Look, I'm just trying to keep the crime scene clean.
Cute. Have you found the murder weapon yet?
No.
The blood splatter here might indicate that it was done in a different room.
I don't think that's what it means. Look, you have some nerve coming here late to my crime scene.
All right, look, don't get your panties in a twist. Have you checked the kitchen?
I skimmed the kitchen, yes.
Great. So let's go skim it again and see what you missed.
Look, detective, we're running out of time. I've already cleared this room. We don't have a body. We don't have a weapon. For all we know, the killer is still here.
Lloyd. Soon to be Detective Lloyd Hart. And have you forgotten everything I've taught you? Walk me through your process.
Look, I didn't forget what you taught me, okay? I bagged the bullets. I checked the knives. I searched the cabinets, the lining of the cabinets. I did everything you told me to do.
Lloyd, these things just have a way of working themselves out. If you want to catch a killer, you gotta think like a killer. You gotta know what they want, feel what they feel. In a way, you have to become the killer. You didn't find anything in the kitchen.
No, we didn't find anything in the kitchen.
Lloyd, you didn't find anything in the kitchen.
No, I didn't find anything in the kitchen. We were both there.
Strange, because I, on the other hand, found a thing in the kitchen.
This could be the missing piece we've been looking for. I might know where this goes.
Run. Where'd you find the key?
Wait, how did you know?
It's always a key. Is that it?
What? Yeah. Yeah.
Give me the key.
Why? We're doing this together.
Give me the key, Lloyd. Now.
What are you doing?
Well, somebody's got to find the weapon.
You have all the answers. What's the motive?
Maybe insecurity?
Insecurity?
You know, one man lives in another man's shadow his entire life. Eats away at him. Poisons him.
That sounds like an excuse.
Of course, he does have a choice. He could suffer in silence, drowning in his own despair. Or he could do something about it.
You sound like you admire him.
Of course, he'd have to be thorough. Make it look like a mistake. Make people believe it.
What kind of sick man would do that?
A man living on the edge.
How did you know that was there?
Oh, I guess we have more in common than you thought.
They did teach me something in school, you know?
Did they now?
The criminal always returns to the scene of the crime.
You know, if you think I'm so dangerous, you should speak to me with a little more respect.
Well, hi, fellas. Whoa, didn't mean to startle you there. What'd you guys think of the escape room?
John, this was awesome.
Great, and you guys did great. I mean, 56 minutes. It's gotta be a record or something. Good job. Yeah, well, I hope you guys had fun. And yeah, come on up to the house when you get done.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Come on, man.
Hey, great job, guys. Come on. Hey, let's take a picture. Oh, wait. Where's the murder weapon?
Look at that.
Oh, that's a real knife. Go ahead and push together a little bit. On 3, we're going to say psychopath. Ready?
Right, psychopath. Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Psychopath.
All right, Daniel Magallanes is his last name. He's the very talented director that we'll be working with. I was on his team 2 years before. That was Call Me Tiger. Then last year, this was their film. And then next year, this Friday, we'll see what we have.
Good luck, by the way.
Definitely talk about it Monday.
Good luck.
Yeah, we want to see what they'll do is if you get voted in the top 10, then it goes to nationals.
Oh, cool.
And then the top 10 from the nation get submitted in Europe.
Beautiful.
And then, of course, there's
you get
money.
to go to Europe and eat Italian
well,
food and
I mean,
stuff.
there could be a chance. Well, you'd have to come up with your own money because there's no budget. But
okay.
But yeah, those that
happens.
can make the trip. Well, and I think now Europe is still virtual.
Parts of it.
Yeah,
they're having Cannes, but they're doing the whole COVID passport thing, and they're also having this should interest you, Monaco Grand Prix is happening again this year.
Yeah, I know. I watched it.
Oh, it already happened?
Yeah.
The Grand Prix.
Verstappen won it.
Grand Prix.
Shows you how much
this is Azerbaijan was last week. This last weekend. So let me paint the picture.
Okay. He's painting the picture. Gonna use broad strokes.
Charles Leclerc made pole.
Mm-hmm.
Hamilton and Verstappen.
Mm-hmm.
That's how the race started.
Mm-hmm. And I actually know who you're talking about, by the way.
Hamilton was in 4th with 3 laps to go. Verstappen was 3 seconds in the lead.
3 seconds.
In the
3
lead.
seconds of Hamilton.
He was going to 3 seconds.
3 seconds over
from number
second.
2.
Okay. Go ahead.
And he was cruising.
Okay. Oh boy. Oh dear. This is not going to be good.
Hit the last straight.
Okay.
Right in the middle of the track.
Okay.
Left tire explodes.
Oh no.
Puts him into the wall.
Oh my.
Red flag, right?
Oh my.
Everybody goes into pits. They put they set the cars up. We got to wait to clear the track off because his car just threw shit. He was going 200 miles an hour. It was in the straight at Azerbaijan. When his left tire just said, fuck you.
Done.
You're not getting these points. It blew up. So they get back in the grid. All right?
Mm-hmm.
You have Perez was number 2. It was the 2 Red Bulls were leading the race.
Wow.
And Hamilton was 4, but Sainz got penalized 5 places because he didn't go into the pit when he was supposed to. So he's back in the pack. So on the restart, it's Perez, Hamilton 2nd, Lando Norris, and Gasly. Okay? Mm-hmm. So they take off from the grid. First corner's a 180 left-hand turn. Hamilton locks up and goes down the drive.
Oh, shit.
See ya.
He ends 14th.
Oh,
ouch.
Oh, man. Wow.
With 2 laps left. On the restart, his brakes locked up and he went straight, and Perez cut behind him. So Red Bull's leading the Constructors' Championship by a lot because Perez is Red Bull's number 2 driver.
How funny.
And then Gasly from AlphaTauri, which is Red Bull's junior team, was in 3rd. And Vettel from Vettel made P2. No, it was Vettel. It wasn't Sainz. It was Vettel.
Vettel. Mm-hmm.
Yep. So it was on the restart. It was Perez. Norris got booted because he didn't take the thing. He was in second. That moved Vettel up, who was running P3 or to P3 from P4, and Hamilton. That was the restart. That was a crazy race, man.
Wow.
That was nuts. But like I've said from the very beginning, I have a show, by the way, called the Starting Grid, which me, Brock, and Chaz talk about F1 racing. If you guys are interested in that, and I have the link on the Air with Mike Allen page, or the radiomancave.com. The link's
If
on
your
there.
producer was worth half his salt, he'd put the link right there where it says
on
Alex, we
the
miss you.
bottom. Yeah. Well, he's in there digesting his food. Yeah.
That's what I think.
Or
about
he
your
would put the link in the
suggestion.
show notes where you can actually click on the thing.
So anyway.
Yeah, because you technically could.
So anyway.
Yes.
Like I said from the very beginning of the season,
Mm-hmm.
the only thing that's going to keep Hamilton and Verstappen from being on the podium is an accident or a technical thing wrong with their car.
Right.
If their cars are running smooth and there's no technical thing wrong with Hamilton, his brakes locked up,
Mm-hmm.
and Verstappen's tire blew. That's the only reason why they're not on the. I mean, Verstappen had it 4 laps left.
God bless.
Just driving down the middle of this freeway. And you could see he got out of the car and he was just distraught. It's like,
Yeah, he wasn't trying to push it either, and his tire still said "fuck off."
No, he put him into the wall. The tire went and he lost control, and at 200 miles an hour, he hit the wall. I mean, this
shit.
car exploded. There was shit all over the raceway. I mean,
But he was able to get out, no
cleanup.
problem. Right?
Oh, yeah. Well, his cars are built like tanks now.
Yeah.
They ain't like the old days where they.
Zanardi, where his legs got turned into Taco Bell meat.
Yeah. I mean, it's the way they build these cars now. It's really fascinating. If you have Netflix, they have a series called Drive to Survive. If you're into F1 or if you're interested in F1, watch that series.
It's
'cause
basically
very well done.
It's basically a carbon fiber bathtub. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Well, when they build these cars, when they start building the car, the first thing they build is that capsule, and they build it to fit the driver, and that is crazy. It's like I can't jump out of this car. Well, now they build it so there's an insert that you pull out and put in. So each driver goes with. If a driver goes to a different car, they go with an insert. But they start with that, and then they put everything else on that tub. And that thing is that thing is a tank. It's like I said, it's carbon fiber, and it is. It can really handle a lot of punishment. Now they got that halo that keeps their head protected.
And then everything else is designed to basically absorb energy and break apart.
And break off, yeah. I mean, they had Haas's driver had a the worst crash I've seen in modern times when his car burst into flames and cut in half. But it broke off where it was supposed to. He went through a barrier.
Didn't NASCAR come out with a new car this year, too?
I'm sure every year they come out with a new car.
Yeah, I don't know.
Every year they come out with, they improve on the design that they've had. So they improve
Well,
on it.
NASCAR got really good when the safer barriers came out. That was huge for them. Once they got the safer barriers.
And a lot of those racetracks, Indy races on, and Indy now has a blast shield on their cars and has the same type of setup with the driver pod.
Yeah.
So the cars are getting, it used to be every year you'd lose 3 or 4 drivers a year.
Yeah, exactly.
And the worst years were, I think Jackie Stewart was talking, the worst years were 1968 to 1975.
Yeah.
Those were still literally
every
stock
weekend
cars.
you'd lose a driver.
And
every
of course,
weekend.
they were running 100 races a year too, because they would run.
No,
they would run Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Saturday, Sunday.
Not in Grand Prix.
Well, no, not in Grand Prix, but I'm talking NASCAR and the
NASCAR.
other.
Yeah,
they would run 100 races.
But Grand Prix, they would lose at least a driver a weekend.
Wow. I mean,
for 7 years straight, they'd lose a driver a weekend. Isn't that crazy?
Where were you when we lost Dale Earnhardt?
Oh, I can tell you exactly where I was.
That was one of the saddest moments in my
life. Oh, that was
2001.
Yeah. I was watching the race, and as they were trying to figure out, Dale Jarrett, what's his name? He's retired now. Whoever was talking, they haven't said anything. I get a phone call from what was the Zone back then, KBET AM.
Yeah.
John Bedani, he cut into programming to get me on to talk about what's going on at Daytona.
Yeah, I wasn't listening to the radio. I was watching the race. Yeah.
It was huge.
Oh yeah,
But
and
you know
it didn't
what?
even look that bad. But
if you're a NASCAR fan, you take solace in one thing about that whole deal. If you went to Earnhardt Sr., and a lot of us, talked to him, whatever, how do you want to die? I want to die on the racetrack.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely, 100%.
The Intimidator
he died the way he
went
wanted
out
to.
the way he wanted to.
Exactly.
That's what the rock stars, they say they go out with their boots on.
Well, I watched the race, and when it happens, you're like, that wasn't a big deal.
No, it
but
wasn't.
But now YouTube has all the forensics and stuff, and the computer animations. I mean, that's why the walls are the way they are now too. Because if they would have had one of those barrier walls on there that they have now,
fine, yeah.
Also the harnesses,
you would have walked away.
Also the harnesses in the car
and the
itself,
harnesses,
too.
and the harnesses and the Hans devices that they have to wear now. And now when you're looking inside a car, he's got, he's there. And back in Dale didn't even wear a full face helmet.
No.
Mm-mm.
He thought that was for pussies.
Yeah.
I mean, the Intimidator was
guy.
right.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it was basically internally decapitated.
It's
yeah, but that dude ruled.
It's ironic, weird, whatever you want to call it. I'm watching air disasters on Smithsonian Channel. I love that show. It's sad because the topic is not good, but it's like with every accident, you learn something and you find a way to improve safety. And that's the same way with NASCAR and racing overall. You get something like that and you reevaluate everything, and it's like, okay, we can do this, we can do this. It's sad that it takes something tragic like that to happen, but it's good because they don't pass away for a reason. They come out with these better things, and the sport is made better because
the last major crash outside of NASCAR that take the life of in Formula One was Senna.
Oh, Ayrton Senna.
Ayrton Senna, and then for years after that, they never lost anybody. And then it was just last year they lost a Formula 3 driver.
Was it? Do you remember his name? I remember hearing about that.
But what happened was his car got hit direct broadside, and even though they had the halo and everything, there was a piece that just came in and got him, and it was a totally freak accident. His car bounced back out on the track after hitting the barrier at Monza. And that was just one of those things where if he'd have been an inch left or inch right, he'd be walking around with us today. But
God, that sucks.
Yeah, it was just, and the same with Senna. Senna's steering wheel punctured his neck. So it was a design flaw in the Williams car.
Probably the worst. Just when you hear this and remember this, it's just the worst all the way around. When Tony Stewart driving in a dirt race, got out, and did his deal, and the kid ended up dying.
Yeah.
Well, you don't jump in front of a moving car.
Yeah, and that's
you don't.
To be fair.
To defend Tony Stewart, because I mean we are talking about dirt track sprint car racing. And sprint car racing is inherently extremely unsafe, which is
absolutely
really badass about sprint car racing.
Those are just basically controlled drifts on ice.
It's surprising we don't lose more drivers in that.
Well,
don't they have asymmetrical wheels in order to do the drive?
There's a whole bunch of
but they're not. They don't have grip. You're not going to stop that.
You have
right.
No, it's like driving an Indy car or a NASCAR or an F1 car
on rain.
If you slam on the brakes, you're not going to stop.
No, you're not going to stop.
Yeah, no, sprint car racing. But there was that dude, and it was an accidental deal where like Tony Stewart just kind of like smooshed him. And it definitely sucked. And like that's the thing. Like some people were like, well, he could have avoided him. You're like, that's literally not how
when the
sprint
kid
car
jumps in
racing
front
Yeah,
of
you're
your
not expecting
car.
someone to jump on the track.
Yeah. He was trying to jump on Tony Stewart's car to fight him, and it's an open-wheeled car. I don't know where he thinks he was going to go.
And here's the other thing, too. It's like sprint car racing. I don't know if you've ever been to those sort of events.
Oh, they're badass.
But I've seen like so much weird shit thrown on the track, and everybody's like,
oh, man,
it's just trash and garbage
That
cans.
is redneckier than NASCAR. NASCAR is like the elite rednecks.
Yeah, no, I
Then you got dirt track racing, which is like, these are the guys that just don't.
They don't even
care.
have asphalt.
They don't care.
Yeah.
They just don't. You know what? They work all day long at their shit job,
take every single bit of money they have left. They buy pot and they buy parts for their car, and they drag their car out to a track somewhere, and they party all weekend. And if you've never been, you are missing out on life.
Evergreen Speedway, I love you.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
it is so much fun. I went to 2 when I was at Fort Hood, because one of my soldiers raced cars. He bought this car, and they're just pieced together pieces, no safety.
Was it the one at Colleen? Was it the track at Colleen?
It's somewhere around Colleen.
Yeah.
I can't remember where it is.
One of my,
I
announced,
I announced at that track for, God, I don't know.
One of my
off and on for about 5 years.
Oh yeah, this is great fun.
One of my favorites that I would always love to watch.
Yeah, they throw beer cans on the.
Oh
yeah,
wow.
No, one of my favorites that I would watch is they would take old school buses, and they would hook up these long chains to them, and they would drag boats behind them, and you do figure eights.
Yes.
And your goal was to either roll over the other guy's school bus or just completely demolish his boat. So like shit was always catching on fire, and it was just like a general good old time. And you're like, oh man, this is so cool. Then you see people like they would chain down garbage cans because people would pick them up and then throw them out.
What about the racing where you're basically dragging something that's scooping all this dirt, and the whole point is you're trying to go as far as possible before you stall out?
Oh, those are like tractor pulls.
No, the further you go, the more weight's on it. Brock Young, my co-host on the starting grid, has the answer. It's Antoine Hubert. It was at Spa. Where did I say it was? Oh, Monza. I said it was Monza. It was not Monza.
Okay.
Spa. Senna was Monza.
Senna was Monza.
It was at Spa, and it was he was coming up with Pierre Gasly. So him and Pierre Gasly raced together from karts all the way up through.
And if you're into racing, and I'm not belittling you if you're not. If you're into racing, I mean, you can feel when you say Dale Earnhardt Sr. dying, Ayrton Senna dying, you can just feel that pain that you had when you had that moment.
Yeah.
Oh,
well,
it's
Senna,
just,
I've told this story before, but I have always been a big F1 fan. When I was younger, I couldn't tell the difference between F1 and Indy. I'm serious. I couldn't tell. Well, I mean,
yeah,
you couldn't tell the difference.
Novice,
back then.
the cars were similar,
and there were a lot of similar drivers. So,
actually, it was kart back when you were
IRL
younger.
and kart. Yeah, IRL and kart became Indy, but the Indianapolis 500 cars and F1 cars back in the day, back when I watched it back in the 70s and 80s, they all looked the same.
Yeah, they did.
So it wasn't until I started buying a racing magazine because I really wanted to follow it, but back in the day I had 5 channels.
Right.
So, unless ABC's Wild
World
Sports is carrying it, they'd show Monte Carlo, or they'd show, another odd.
And hey, the Indy 500 wasn't live back then. But you watched it on Wide World of Sports.
Yeah, or if it was Indy, but I never really paid attention to. I just kind of caught it when I caught it. So I started buying this magazine. It was right around the time, and I was probably in, I want to say 5th or 6th grade, hunting Lauda, and I was just fascinated by the cars, especially the 6-wheel Terrell Ford of Jackie Stewart. And I started reading about all these drivers, and I love it, but I didn't know that they were different things because they had a lot of the same drivers would drive in both of them.
Yeah, oh, absolutely, yeah.
So Emerson Fittipaldi,
AJ Foyt,
they drove F1 and they drove
Mario Andretti.
Yeah, and Terrell had teams in both, and Ford had a team, and for a very short time, Dodge.
Oh yeah,
ran Indy. Yeah.
Really?
There was a time when you watched NASCAR, they pretty much had every constructor out there. They had Dodge, they had Ford Chevy.
You race them on Sunday,
Ford
sell them
Chevy
on Monday.
And Dodge, right? Then you had Honda has always
American
been a big
Motors.
part.
You had
AMC for a while AMC had a F1 team for a while. They didn't do very good.
Yeah.
But that was back in the late 70s. But then I really got into it in the 80s when I was in high school because now they had the emerging technology, cable TV, and they actually had, you could more access to it.
It was basically ESPN ran a ton of races.
And then when I joined the military, of course, I went to Germany, and one of my goals was to try to get to
to the Nuremberg ring, and I never made it. That was one of the things. One of my big regrets is I never got to go see an F1 race at Nuremberg ring.
Did you get to drive in Nuremberg?
I didn't even get over. I went to Nuremberg for twice. I went to Nuremberg for Beer Fest, Oktoberfest,
Of course.
and I went to Nuremberg to play in the semifinals for the German National Football League against the Nuremberg Rams, which we defeated and went on to lose to the Crocodiles in the championship.
Wow.
So, but that's the only 2 times I drove by it. I saw the signs. It said Nuremberg ring, and I wanted to go see it. But, I
back
never
in the
did
day, I don't know if they still do this, but didn't they let anyone drive on the Nordschleife?
Well, the Nuremberg ring is open.
Yeah, they let anyone drive on
yeah.
it for X amount of money, right?
Well, now they do, but back then it was
free.
It was
just
the,
drive
it was
up,
the
right?
road that you drove down to go to your friend's house, and then when race day they blocked it off.
Right.
It was like 6 miles long for one lap.
So, to your point, was that your point right there?
What was my point? I don't know. I got off on I went on a tangent.
You were going F1 somewhere.
You were talking about...
Okay. So,
wow.
Basically,
And I'm the 60-year-old here.
Basically,
Anyway.
I couldn't tell the difference in the cars, and it wasn't until recently that the cars are now so drastically different.
Oh yeah, F1's all about technology.
Yeah, and
just
and I don't. And there's not one F1 race course where they go in an oval.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But
no, exactly.
There are some IndyCar tracks. Well, here at Austin, when they race here at Austin.
Oh sure. Well, now NASCAR's doing Daytona Roundy and then Daytona road course.
Same thing with IRL,
and they have
Indy 500 road course, which they ironically built for F1 back in the day, like 20 years ago.
Now I see kind of where you goes. Anyways, NASCAR also races the road course at Indy as well. Read this message. I can't read. It's too small. My cousin used to dirt race go-karts. Oh, okay. At a track up near Temple Salado back in the late 90s, early 2000s. Yeah. And that's where you kind of get your starts is the go-karts.
Yeah, everybody starts at
Everybody
karts,
starts at go-karts.
And
those
don't
nitro carts,
I'll tell this one story, and then
I've got one more story to tell. By the way, it's a Dale Earnhardt story.
We're gonna go ahead and do that then.
Okay. All right. So back in the early 90s, I was with a show called Texas Speed. A guy named Trace Ali. God bless you, sir. Really got me. I was the announcer at San Antonio Speedway, so I had a passion for racing. I didn't know 1/90th of what I know now. So anyways, long story short, he gets us out for he's dying to go out to do a weekend in Charlotte, okay, home of NASCAR, okay, because we were all about. So we go out, we visit, we visit the Hendricks clan, we visit like 4, and I'm going to cut this really short. So we're at Rockingham as they're driving. We're there for the test days. We're not going to be there for race day, but leading up. And I got a chance to, interview a couple of the drivers. I got to meet Bobby, who, of course, Bobby Labonte was my hero. Got to meet Terry, the whole deal. So I'm like, okay, let's take a 30-minute break. Okay, cool. So I got to run to the restroom. It's like, all right, I got to go to the restroom. First chance ever to meet Dale Earnhardt Sr. I'm taking a piss, and who comes up and stands right next to me and takes a piss?
You dick watch Dale Earnhardt Sr.?
I didn't dick watch, but there he was.
Oh, my God.
No, it was worse. It crossed the streams,
You
right?
just gazing the Intimidator.
No.
Why would you bring up that they cross streams on that beautiful story?
Leland,
You're the one who said dick
What the hell
watch.
is going on, man?
You got
my God.
How dare you?
Anyway, so our photographer who's with us is an older gentleman, and
Did he
older
take
by
a
me,
picture?
he's like 45.
You two hanging low?
No. He actually, I didn't know where he was because we were. As soon as he said, "Let's take a break," I went to the restroom. Okay, so I'm taking a piss, and here comes Senior. I'm like, oh my God, like my idol, and this is how I meet him. Okay, so finish
Did you
up.
try to shake his hand?
Wash my hands. And I said, hey, how's the track running out there? He goes, he says, I think we're going to have some issues for practice, but tomorrow's, going to be cloudy, so the weather will be cooler, and I think we'll run a little bit better. Okay, cool, great, And he goes, who are you with? And so I tell him, he's like, oh, okay, well, listen, enjoy your time here. He said, and watch out for the damn photographers. I'm like, watch out for, what do you mean? He says, He says, when I walk in, he says, some stupid effing idiot picks up his camera and starts filming me as I'm coming in to take a fucking piss.
And that was your buddy?
It was our photographer.
Oh, my God, no.
Oh, man. Good show. Thanks for stopping by, Chuck.
Hey,
Thanks
man,
for
enjoyed
staying
it.
the whole time.
Absolutely. Sorry, hope to do this more often.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Glad to have you here, Chuck.
Thanks,
stuff.
Mikey. Thanks, Mikey.
All right. We'll see you next week.
Wait, we didn't rip on the Polacks today. That's good.
Oh, my God. Jesus Christ. All right, I'm cutting it. We're going.
Bye.
Man,
Great job, team. Head back to base for debriefing and cocktails.